Hi everybody and welcome to Beyond Politics. Today we'll be discussing an important event that is taking place in the country, not just today but tomorrow as well.
And the interesting thing is, as usual, when things are important, it's done just after a holiday season. And you often wonder if people really want something important to take place that can change the lives of you South Africans, bring more money into your pocket, more business security, a better economy. Why would government do it at such a bad time?
Well, it seems to be their track record. So what we are talking about is the electoral reform consultation panel public consultation process that is taking place in reality, person to person, in Cape Town today, George tomorrow, and it's already happened in Joburg. And I'm sad to say that I had no idea it took place until 2 days later, which I think is shocking. So we have two issues here. One is that the public have an opportunity to participate in having a say in how they want the electoral system to be changed. Great. I mean, I believe that the key to everything that we discuss on this channel, the key to carving out some sense of normality and success in this country is changing the electoral system, changing the government structure as well. And that can only be done through the current electoral system. But then on the other hand, we have to just take a step back and look at how awful, how shocking our public participation processes are in this country. And I've dealt with this with Leave Our Kids Alone before, when the government proposed far left-wing sexual ideology in the school curriculum being strengthened and increased, and with the aid of UNESCO and with the aid of Donald Trump's government at the time. Also, that was pushed through November at the end of the year, just before the holidays. And likewise, the holidays ended now, and this electoral reform panel have done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing to advertise the public consultation that's taking place across the country. And then I have to bring in a third. Even if the government was good at doing that, would you even show up for issues that matter to you? Or would you just think, no, the next person would do it? And I'd like to just use an analogy. Have you ever driven past a fire that started on the side of a road or in a bush, in a field, and done nothing because the person behind you is going to phone or someone else is going to phone? It's that mentality that has put us in the situation in this country that we're in right now.
And I want to bring another big elephant into the room. And that is that the turkey doesn't vote for Christmas. So, I mean, the people in Parliament right now, all those parties, are not going to support something that's going to take their power away. And this electoral reform process is obviously looking at getting individuals to be voted in a constituency-based system where we can have more accountability. And the parties don't want this. At the moment, the parties elect the president of the country. They decide internally who their MPs are. You have absolutely no say. And with this electoral reform process, we can make those important changes that can start, just be a starting point to get this country back on track. So you should care about this, and most people will probably not care about this video or even the content if you look at past history. But the people that are interested, we are imploring you to take interest in this and actually watch this video to the end.
So we're going to leave a link to an article that covers the electoral changes. It gives a nice, good, brief summary.
They should have put a question mark at the end of the heading.
It's entitled "Election Changes on the Cards for South Africa?" Question mark would have changed that completely and been more accurate. So interesting, it says that this is the third time in the country's democratic history South Africa has embarked on a process to assess the viability or reform of the country's electoral system. The ideas from previous two attempts were seen to either be limited in its scope or disregarded in its entirety, and the third attempt is an absolute sabotage of progress because of the way they're going about it. I mean, if you go to their Twitter page, they have 102 followers.
No one's interested in this.
Not just is no one interested, there's no PR team attached to what they're doing. The media is not talking about it at all. And
it's a whitewash. It's the turkey trying to not vote for Christmas. Okay, yes. That's what it is.
And when it comes to, like, I for those that don't know, because we have a lot of new subscribers, I'm the leader and founder of a political party that contested in the last elections. We were formed in 2018. We believe in system change. We believe in system change at constitutional level, and this panel refuses to look at constitutional change.
So their starting point is already
wrong.
flawed.
All they want to do is take the Electoral Act and edit it, and that's not good enough. Anyway, the government is trying to make it look like they're interested in changing the system. I'm very curious to see how they're going to go about making some changes. And I don't think it's actually going to have any meaningful change. Meaningful change will only come from mass mobilization of the citizens of South Africa.
I can tell you that all the parties in Parliament now have already made submissions to this panel, and they want the status quo to remain. They want to keep the power in Parliament at all costs. They don't want parties to go away. And the elephant in the room is the fact that parties have brought the country to where it is now. The fact that our constitution says that this is a party political democracy, a multi-party democracy. And this is the problem. The parties have all the power. You have none. Your vote is diluted because of that.
Just 2 words in the Constitution is thwarted all progress, multi-party. So yeah, it's just, we're not going to quote a lot from the article, but this is important to note. The 9-member panel, and it's all like academics and legal people, chaired by Advocate Richard Cezani, has 12 months, and this was started last year, so we're getting to the end of those 12 months, to complete its work and deliver its findings where? To Parliament, which will then make a determination on the way forward. So a lot of people, including
the Turkey,
and including myself, said that we don't want political parties anymore. At the very least, if you're not going to get rid of political parties, get rid of political party power. So change how things happen in Parliament. There's no ways that this electoral panel is going to bring its findings to Parliament, and then Parliament's actually going to deliver on those findings. No. So that's very hilarious.
It's like the Zondo Commission, where 1.3 billion was spent. They've decided, okay, we're not going to spend as much, but go through this hardy-da process, and all you're going to hear is hardy-da shouting and screaming that we aren't interested in this. And they want to call us a democracy. We are the furthest thing from it because of the current system that we have. The only democratic thing we have is the fact that you are making an X on a piece of paper during elections. But the process behind it is extremely undemocratic. And here we have an opportunity to actually fix this. And the Van Zyl-Slabbert Commission was one of those that came up with recommendations. It was just thrown to the floor.
It was, but then this lecturer of political science, speaking to the SABC, what's her name again? Dr. Sitembele Mbete, she speaks here and she says that we haven't had a similar kind of targeted survey like with the Van Zyl-Slabbert Commission in the 22 years of our democracy, and I don't think that the panel currently has got the time to do that. So what she's saying, the point I'm trying to make, is that we actually have aggregated very little about what people's issues are with the system. What is it that they like? What is it that they don't like? What is it that they want to change? And I think that is a discussion document is going to be a really great opportunity to broaden the debate a bit more. So unfortunately, I think that the ERCP not only didn't have enough time to do its job properly, I don't think the intention was there to rally all the people. They really tell you at the last minute, we're going to be here. They don't even tell you the time. So you have to figure that out on your own. And I don't think that's very conducive to proper democratic public consultation processes. That's why we have to change the system, but that's why we need enough people. Once there's enough people behind a concept, then we know it's time to act. We're not there yet.
And a lot of people have said that they are very disappointed in the people in the current GNU with how they are defending many things the governments have done, many of the bills that they have passed, the fact that they aren't fighting against it the way that people that voted for them expected. And this can change that. You can now vote for an individual based on the proposals you've made and hold them accountable and also remove them if they are not doing the job in constituencies, which means that they are geographically attached to an area where at the moment all of Parliament can literally come out of one town. All 400 people can come out of one town in the country. This is one of the big problems with the current system. The system has failed us. As Einstein said, if you the highlight of stupidity is to keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Very good quote. So I'd love to hear, have you thought about it? Have you even thought about how our political system is set up? Have you thought about how our government structure is set up? Let us know in the comments what you think about our current electoral system and government. And then what would you like to see changed? We've obviously, and myself have put forward a proposal. It's on OHM's Facebook page. And I'd like to hear from you, though. What are your ideas? What do you want to see change in our electoral system? I'd love to know. The government hasn't done that kind of survey, but let's at least get an idea with those that are watching this video, our subscribers and our viewers. We'd love to know your thoughts.
Well, with the last elections, with many of the interviews that you did, people showed great interest in this. But it needs to become more mainstream, and when that happens, then we can have a proper public discourse, irrespective of what happens with this panel. And what is important is that the public pushes for this on a mass scale. And you can help by sharing this video, liking this video, commenting on this video, so that more people can watch it.